Yeah, that's awesome. I need to do some highlight today. I made these pants yesterday. It
Let's
turned
see.
out pretty. I bleached them, and I'm gonna like put color back into them.
Oh, sweet.
Are they like denim? Like dark denim?
Yeah, they're just like regular jean, like black pants. But yeah, these ones bleached to white, which I'm excited about because that means like when I tie dye it, it'll look really bright, colory. But I don't know what colors to use yet.
I love it. Tie-dye is always fun. You never know quite what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's for a while I was on this kick where I was like tie dyeing everything in my closet. I'm trying to get back to it because it just makes it a lot more fun to like make your own clothes, even though it's not that hard or difficult. It definitely
Yeah.
is a lot cooler than wearing stuff with different brands and stuff on it. I don't know.
Do you usually
Yeah.
wear like tie-dye brightly colored pants like that, or is this gonna be like a new style of pants for you?
I've never done the bleach with tie dye, but I used to wear bleach pants all the time. I would wear bleach pants and bleach shirts and bleach hoodies like all day, every day. Like this is actually one of the first days I'm wearing a solid black shirt. I haven't worn like a solid color in a really long time, but I'm trying to do it. Everything.
Uh-oh.
Who's coming?
You know, because
Oh.
yeah, once you start wearing the party pants, your life changes.
Oh yeah,
It's true.
I made
Stuff
I'll show
gets
you-
weird.
I made these other ones that are really cool. Hold on, I gotta go find them.
So I'm using a reference photo that Jeremiah took with his telescope.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
I got to
beautiful
look through it
photo.
the other day. And I was like, this is so cool. I
need to fix
Oh,
the
go ahead.
telescope.
Oh yeah. So here's like a shirt that I reverse tie dyed. So I bleached it.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's like blue and yellow. Turned out pretty cool.
Good
And then I
work.
made these pants a while ago, like a long time ago. But they turned out really cool. It turned into like a gray type of tie dye, like gray on black.
Nice. Monochromatic.
Yeah, it's fun because you never really know what you're gonna get. Sometimes the colors are weird, and I don't know. It's definitely an emotional roller coaster every time I make something. It's like you start off like, oh, this is gonna be sick, and then halfway through, you're like, oh no, I definitely fucked it up, and then you're all excited again. And then as you open it up, you're like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. And then you open it, it's like the coolest thing ever, and you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Super cool.
I did tie dye for my food. What was it called? It was called Food Science Bowl. It was like a college bowl for the food science students, like a quiz show. And we went to Provo, right? That's where the Brigham Young University is, right?
In Utah? Yeah.
Somewhere in Utah. We went and everybody got like T-shirts printed with their school's name on it. And I got this like wild idea to tie dye all of our shirts. So it ended up actually being really cool. Like we were definitely the coolest kids there.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
Everyone else like in polos.
Yeah, well, it was tie-dyed polos. It was tie-dyed polos. That's what I
That's
did. Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah. Sometimes we get to do cool things. But I haven't made tie-dye ever since. I should do it more.
yeah, you should. It's so fun.
It is fun.
I worked at a spa and they got new robes. And the owner was like, you guys can take the old ones. So I have this like big, fat terry cloth robe that I tie-dyed.
Nice.
Oh, so
And
cool.
I wear it to like festivals and stuff as my like, nighttime coat.
That's cool.
I'm
And,
all
you know,
about
around
the
the house.
nighttime, the robe at the music festival.
It's so nice.
I like the onesie.
The onesie's good too, yeah.
Yeah, but then when you go into the porta potty, it's all like all the
How
stuff
do
you
I
have
do
to hold
this?
on to and
You need to use the Go Girl.
you just get the onesie like the little kids onesies that has a little back door and you know.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. That's the best course of action.
Between the trapdoor and the pee funnel, you should be able to make it work.
I like how cool this is. This like it fits. This coin fits like in this teapot just perfectly. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Man, Nick asked me to give him dimensions for a tea board for him to make one, and I haven't measured yet.
You know what? That guy, he should be able just to suggest that to you. He's the woodworker, you know.
And I'm like, and you're also the tea person.
Yeah,
Like, I've never had a
he's.
tea board before, Nick.
I'm gonna talk to
but
him about that. Like he should just make them already, you know, and just have different sizes, like a smaller size or a medium size,
yeah,
you know, versus like
I mean-
letting information like this hold up the project, you know.
yeah. Well, I appreciate his like wanting to make it custom, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I don't know, man. Just make a board, and I'll be like, ooh, when it's done.
Oh, Bitcoin's a tea pet now. Finally got my Bitcoin tea pet.
That's so cool.
That means you can pour water on it.
Could you imagine how pissed off he'd be?
Is he a water dog? Like when it gets
All
hot?
right, I got you, Bitcoin. I got you. Watch out, boy. You thirsty boy. I'll get you some water.
Are we streaming now?
I am streaming now.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah, let's see if anybody's here. Maybe no one's here. I get a lot of lurkers. I had a bunch of lurkers yesterday or 2 days ago. It was a.
How many is a bunch?
What's that?
How many is a bunch?
So I averaged 5 people at all times, and I only had 2 people comment and interact with us.
Okay.
So that means, like, usually, like, half of the viewers that I have, like, interact on some level. But that was when we had the sound healing. So I think, like, a lot of people probably ended up on the channel and just fucking left it on, excuse my language, and then fell asleep or whatever, you know? And that's that's considered lurking.
Oh, hang on just a second.
That's considered lurking.
Let's see how this goes.
Nick was all about it. Nick was having a lot of fun here. Actually, he painted the back of his denim jacket green, so that
awesome!
while he was painting, like he was sitting in Bitcoin's seat right now and had his easel up, and he was painting right here, and his back was to the camera, and so you know he painted it green, and so it's the green screen. So whatever came through, it was a pretty cool effect.
That's cool.
Yeah, Nick was really into it. He's been trying to get into streaming, but you know, getting into streaming is not easy. It's like you may be able to like set it up off your iPhone the first couple of times and feel like, oh yeah, I can do it. But then, you know, after you're into it for a while, it's like I need cameras, I need a faster computer.
Yeah.
And then
I've been like not interested in trying because I know my patterns around tech stuff. And I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, that's the way Nick feels too. He feels like he can't even get his camera to work when he comes to Topia.
Shoot. That's right. The other day, it was all frozen.
It's funny when he's here and we go to Topia. He's like, "Oh, you guys can finally see me," because he comes here often, but like his camera's never working.
He's here right now. No.
Yeah, well, maybe this Zootopia. Is it you, Nick?
I thought I saw somebody approaching, but I don't see
Wait, do
them
you
now.
guys know how to sew by any chance?
What's that?
Do you guys know how to sew by any chance?
Very basically. I'm
Okay.
not like really good at it.
I've never sewed anything, but I like this jacket. I would love to make. Hold on, let me see if I can show you.
Yeah.
But I don't know how hard it would be. So if it's like easy and simple to make like a really shitty jacket, like I might do it, but hold on, let me see.
You might surprise yourself.
Yep.
Watch like a YouTube video that discusses, a
Mhm.
certain stitch or something.
Yeah, I don't really know how hard it would be. I mean, obviously it would be really crappy if I make it, but I'd be the one wearing it. So
Yeah, that's what's important if you like it.
let me see if now my computer's like freezing out. My computer hates me.
Yeah, man, I think if you could figure out how to build like one of the most engaging worlds on Topia with paint,
Yeah.
you could figure out how to sew from a YouTube video.
I mean, I agree with that.
Okay, well, I feel like there's lots of suspense, but my computer's frozen now. Great. Perfect.
There, like, we start going a little bit more into like the esoteric
Did you
side,
find
which
it?
is like the Chinese side.
I
of
found
tea.
it.
It's
I'm
like
just
what's
trying to
behind tea.
share my screen, but my
And this is
computer's
something that we're like
frozen.
really not familiar
shoot.
with and really don't value in America quite yet. Although we're learning, like, certain movements like Chef Dan Barber's movement to kind of revitalize American farming is really on point. But food that moves a little bit more slowly and that grows a little bit more slowly, it's almost like the entire universe conspires to make it what it is, if you pardon my obnoxious poetry, right? The oldest tea tree in the world is over 3,000 years old.
Might
Nobody
be
knows
it.
if that was a seed that was
At least
planted
for now.
intentionally or if it just, nobody knows, that's 3,000 years ago. So I think that some of that is,
So I finished Star Trek Next Generation. It was a 2-year process.
Mm-hmm. Kayla, how's your tea practice going?
It's good. I had I don't remember which one it was, but it was not like the leaves like I'm used to. It was finer, like finer grits. It might have been from Africa. I don't remember. I'd have to go grab the bag.
Maybe this Atemwa Dark. Was it like a dark tea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's this Atemwa Dark. It's good tea.
Yeah. So it was really good. It was just different.
It is different.
The size, so that was cool.
Okay. Let's see
Did you
it.
get it?
Kind
Oh,
of.
it's all tiny though.
Yeah. Oh man. How can I do this? I don't know if they have a bigger picture of it. Well, basically,
The
it's
one
just
on the right.
yeah, it's just like a fur jacket, but you know how it's like has like all the pelts in it. I was thinking doing that, but with socks.
Oh my gosh. You should do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like it would be kind of ugly, but I think it would be really funny, and just have like a bunch of different like mixed matched things. Oh, my computer's frozen.
Maybe you could get a jacket template and then just like sew socks onto it so you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about it fitting well.
that could be a good idea to do. Cause like
But I
I said,
like the idea of just sewing them all together to see what happens.
that's what I'm saying. Like it can't be too hard, right? I mean, I'm not trying to make like perfect seams or anything, like.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think you can figure it out. When I was in the Peace Corps and like I was in the middle of the bush in Africa, like they didn't have like things that like pillowcases or even like you just have to make it yourself. So I got into that. I sewed myself a bunch of stuff. It
That's
wasn't
cool.
it wasn't perfect, but you figure it out. I know you can
Yeah.
figure it out.
Totally.
Yeah.
There we go.
Add it on to my infinite list of projects I'll never get around to.
Kayla's really good with crochet, yeah?
Yeah. I've been making sponges lately, like reusable, washable sponges.
Huh. And they
Yeah.
work pretty well.
Yeah, I made a set of them and I've been using them for like a week and a half now, and I've washed them a couple of rounds and they're like holding their shape and they're not funky, and they do kind of fray a little bit like on wood if I'm like rinsing the, stirring spoon.
Yeah.
I picked up a couple of fibers on there, but
Hmm.
otherwise I like them. I'm gonna try it with hemp next though, because it's a little more
Ooh.
durable and it'll last longer. But I made romperalls, yeah, like overalls, but shorts.
Where are those? I want to see them.
They're under my bed right now.
You like
Once
sewed them, or you cut them, or?
I just crocheted them. I
Oh.
crocheted pieces and then sewed them together. I'll go grab it after I finish this layer and it's drying.
How long did it take you to do that?
I started them at the beginning of the lockdown last March, and then I just finished them like, I don't know, in November or December. But I wasn't like working on them consistently that whole time.
Hmm.
It was like, when I had time. Which was, I had lots of time all the time. When I felt like doing it is a much more accurate statement.
Jeremy, what's that on your head?
Jeremy's been going.
It seems
my
fitting.
goodness.
It's all in tea. It's tea.
It's tea? Like
Tea.
tea? Okay.
It's like a tea. It's like from a Christmas tree ornament.
So cool. So cool.
It seems fitting.
It is very fitting.
It's beautiful. It really feels like spring this week.
Yeah, the weather's getting nice.
Mm-hmm. I was wearing shorts today. Like, what?
Yeah, it's definitely been getting like shorts weather here in Vegas.
So I watched Ralph Breaks the Internet, and it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was so funny.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, the
Internet?
second one. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I saw the first one. I'm not a big believer in sequels, but I've heard the same thing too, that the second one's really good.
It's like only Disney could have gotten away with all of the rights needed in order to make the jokes they made.
Yeah.
With like everything. Yeah. So I recommend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. I still haven't even seen like Wall-E. I heard that one's like a super good one.
It was good. I liked Soul a lot too.
Seen that.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my rompers.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Thanks, Kayla. Everybody, I guess we all kind of bring our talents to the table. Jeremy especially.
Oh, I lost a tassel.
Yeah, I really should be tie-dyeing right now.
Where's my
I have
tassel?
to do the dishes first.
I lost a tassel. That's like
What is
something
it?
that you don't expect to hear in a tea house. Maybe in a different kind of house. Speaking of, how is that property going in Terre Haute? Is it still up for rent? Available for use?
It's still up for rent, but it's just the terms are so awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually says on the for rent, it actually says like needs new roof. Okay, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
But for a, like, I didn't know. He said it's a triple net lease. Last time I talked to him, I didn't knew what that was at the time until I found out it means I'm responsible for everything. And basically he said, okay, it's going to need new roof. What do you say? The plumbing is good, which means you have to replace it within a year.
Yeah.
And he said the air conditioner works, which means you'll probably have to replace it within 2 years. You know, like the way he was saying it, it was less and less trust. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Perfect place though, but we do have, because I told you the university down the street,
Mhm.
Rose Holman Institute of Technology, they're opening up a food science school this summer.
Yep.
So we actually were able, they accepted the project to make a distillery.
Oh, awesome. So it's going through. Good.
But they're on this weird trimester system, so their next semester doesn't start till March. So when they when they took in the program, the idea, it was in January, but they couldn't do anything for 2 months. But they said they took it on. They're trying to figure out what kids can do and what they can't. Because it's odd having a 19-year-old student figure out how to distill whiskey. So
Well, they're allowed to serve it, right?
Yeah, no.
No?
Not here. They can't
Oh.
they can't even scan it in grocery stores.
Wow.
But it was like, at first it was, let's develop a new type of barrel, to, hey, let's create a distillery that makes 100 gallons a day. We need a 2-barrel a day distillery. But it's kind of cool. The university took it on, and I think our options for creating something will grow if we actually have a university behind the project.
Mhm.
So hopefully things open up and there are more opportunities for us in that way. But that other place is perfect. It's just, if it's more reasonable terms, or if I had a partner to share it with, then it's possible, but for the time being, it's not. It's kind of a bummer.
And you were looking at a business spot for distilling?
Oh yeah, it was not like a tea house. So
okay,
it was it's a bar. It's a 2-story bar that was the original employee bar from the Terre Haute Brewing Company back in the 20s and 30s. It's very old school because the upstairs was the brothel and the downstairs was the bar. And it's still almost perfectly intact. And the owner wants it to stay intact, keep it intact. So when I came in and I offered to do like a tea and coffee bar, he really liked the idea, but he really didn't budge on terms. And I couldn't afford it at the time. Maybe soon. It would actually be a lot easier if he just outright sold it. But it was just such an awesome spot to build something very cool.
Yeah.
But it's still there. As long as he keeps those terms, it'll be there probably for another 10 years.
When the time is right. When the time is right.
Yeah. I think at a certain point, he'll just probably sell it. Once I see for sale, I think I'd take it a little bit more seriously than when I see it for rent.
Yeah.
What were the ridiculous terms that he wanted?
Well, it was triple net, and which means I'd be responsible for taxes, maintenance, and utilities. Basically, I bear responsibility for every single expense.
Right.
And he said it needs a new roof. It's gonna need new plumbing. It's gonna need a whole new HVAC system. it's kind of like in your head when you're just thinking it's just getting more and more expensive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. And if he's not going to invest in the building, I mean, is the rent at least super cheap?
No,
The-
not like super cheap. The rent's reasonable if you weren't responsible for everything.
right.
You know, like the rent's fine, it's accessible as long as he can do all the fixes himself within the next few years. And that's not going to happen because
Yeah.
he's kept the same terms for like 3 years. It's been sitting there. Really, really frustrating. It's a very cool place and it's perfect for a lot of things, but not a bar because there's 3 bars within like 100 yards of it.
Well,
Like this dive bar right across the street. Like there's a Terre Haute Brewing Company, which is next to that. There's a restaurant that has a huge bar that's on the other side, like catty corner to it.
mhm.
And then there's a new brewery that opened up about 2 blocks south of there. So people come in like, I'm not going to make it a bar. You have to beat out 4 people, all within walking distance, and they like that. So when I said we're going to do a tea and coffee bar, right? Looks like a bar, acts like a bar, functions like a bar, but rather than beer and liquor, it's tea and coffee. He really liked the idea, but he really wasn't gonna really negotiate anything. So that's a great idea. I'd love to work with you, but you know, here are the terms. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work. It's too bad though.
Yeah.
It'll happen, just how you said.
It probably will. It probably will happen within the next few years because I think it'll just get to the point where he's fed up having it. I mean, but I think I told you he originally bought it and rebuilt it to make moonshine.
See, so that's why it's like all the reason to make it alcohol because it's got so much history, right? Of like being a part of the prohibition and then
Yeah.
all the
So if you
businesses
go there and you get
pass.
tea infused whiskeys and tea gins and coffee stouts, like
Mhm.
all of that would have its own niche market. Basically, we'd be a cocktail bar.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's what we would be. We'd actually be like a specialty place.
Yeah. So
Rather than the next door, next door is like the dive bar, so the highest quality is maybe Rolling Rock is what's premier beer in that place.
Not even the brewery next door?
No, the brewery is fantastic, but they actually lost food. The kitchen staff they couldn't serve food for a long time, for like about a 3-month period, and by the time it reopened, the kitchen staff revolted and they took off. So it's now a brewery and a bar, but it doesn't serve food. So they're kind of stuck in an awkward place too.
yeah, that's hard.
But the restaurant is getting more business as a result of that. Moggers, which is like a historically old restaurant in the city.
Noggers?
Moggers.
What is
Mogger. Moggers is like the old restaurant because that was the original brewing district in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
But the old brewery now makes aluminum piping. So when they brought the brewery back, it was this tiny little thing. So obviously they're trying to expand that as best they can. But maybe Terre Haute needs a fancy cocktail bar. There actually was one that they tried. It didn't last because it was way too expensive. I think it was cocktails only and high-end only. There was nothing else it offered that it really priced everybody out. So if you come in and you get good tea, everyone can afford that. If you want to buy the tea infused whiskeys, then that's a premium. But at least we have to offer, if we can offer every price range, then it would work.
Yeah.
Like the idea is there, and it's a lot of it's fleshed out, but it's just there's not that much. It's not much to offer. I mean, not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not budging, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're focused on building the distillery instead. We're going for a bigger project, which of course doesn't make sense, but it's all.
Hey, now's the time to go big or go home.
I think that was it. The idea is like, hey, why don't we get that place and get a little industrial setup and make a barrel a day. It went from that to, hey, let's get the university involved.
Uh-huh.
Let's get this done. Let's see. I mean, so suddenly we have all these connections with like local businessmen and business developers, all interested in this project. And now that we have a university backing it, so suddenly like the bigger project is more feasible than the little project.
Mm-hmm. It's weird how that happens.
I've ran out of gold stuff.
You've done a fine job.
I think I'm all out of gold.
Oh yeah, I love the over romper.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I like how it's
I
like
think-
it reminds me of like a placemat thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's because she crocheted it.
Yeah. It's like
Pattern.
this is one piece, and then the front and back are one piece. I think if a person had a longer torso, that it would fit better than it fits me. But one day that person will find it. They will be matched.
That's awesome.
Wait, so you were showing the straps. Are those like adjustable?
They can be, yeah. They I have them much tighter. I'll pull them up to here.
Oh yeah, because then you can
But
button
then-
it anywhere.
But then it's kind of like hanging, in the front. So I gotta figure out a way to like hide it behind, so it's not just like. I mean, it could just be hanging there. It doesn't detract from the funkiness of the rest of it. But yeah.
Hey, Grandmaster Ong. Hey, Grandmaster Ong, you should come join us in the tea room. Come have some tea with us.
Wait, Grandmaster Ong, he was in here. We know his name.
Yeah, I just know him as Grandmaster Ong. He's coming to one of my streams. He said that he did come to Topia, but I saw him streaming. He's awesome, and he juggles. He's a juggler. Yeah. Oh, he's at work, and then you're gonna stream in an hour. Well, hey man, maybe I can raid you when I finish here. That'd be a good idea. And then I could finally watch your stream. Like, I always catch him at the end of his stream. Yeah, he says that he met you briefly in Topia, but mostly he resides in Twitch and Discord.
Yep.
Oh,
Joe's-
Discord. Oh, Joe's here?
Joe just arrived.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's all like tackle him when he gets here,
And how?
Would that freak someone out? Like if we like right whenever their Toby starts coming in, we just start like.
Oh, no, let's go run.
No, see,
thought you
he's
meant,
not
like,
even
rush
paying
him.
attention. Oh, we're doing good, Grandmaster Ong. I'm sorry, Aya, what's your name? How should we address you? Or you want us just to call you Ong, Grandmaster Ong? We'll do that. We'll do that. We're not into doxing around here, unless you want to be doxed. Yeah. Socks over here is doxing himself.
What's
He's
it
like,
called?
I'm all of those socks that are left in your dryer that you can't find. I am those. I doxed myself, okay? I reside in your dryer.
You think you find them all? There's still one back there.
So
I
he
had my
says,
first
he
missing
says
song.
people will just call him Gma. So we can call him Gma. It's easier to roll off the tongue than Grandmaster Ong. Gma. Got it. Hi, Joe.
Nice.
Let me
What's up,
move
Joe?
myself. Let me move
All
myself.
right, guys. Well,
What's
I gotta go. I gotta go get some things done. But it was good hanging out. I'll
Thank
probably
you.
come by more.
Yeah, please do.
But yeah, if you guys are still around tonight, we have a talent show starting at 7
What?
Pacific time. So yeah, come check it out. Anybody can join and show off your talents
Where's
Yep.
that at?
in the sock drawer.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Talent show in
Anyway.
the sock drawer.
Yep, talent show in the sock drawer. All right, Socks. Hey, thanks for stopping
All
by
right.
and hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yay. See you later.
Bye, bye, bye.
what's the weird spam stuff at the door? Anybody notice?
What's
Weird
that?
spam stuff?
Yeah, if you go over to the door, there's just some stuff. It says Zootopia.
Oh yeah, that's some user. They keep coming and hanging out with us over here, but
I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
yeah, we don't know. We're over here. We're hanging out. Jeremy's got some, really nice decor today.
Jeremy is on fire.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Kayla's making some art.
That's beautiful.
Joe jumped
Thank
into
you.
Topia just to take a phone call.
Yeah.
We got 2 people on phone calls. This is great. At least they muted themselves. Yeah, Grandmaster Ong, Jima, thanks for stopping by the stream. We're doing good. I think everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing really good. I think. I don't know. It feels that way.
Probably.
We are missing some friends. Tef is sleeping, so he's not hanging out with us today.
How rude.
I'm glad that Tuff is sleeping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something to be celebrated.
How rude and tough to be sleeping at fucking 3 in the morning.
Yeah. How dare he?
How dare you.
No, it's only 1:30 in the morning, I believe.
Oh, he had an early night then.
It's still fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He jumps on with us in the middle of the night every day. I mean, I guess I would have been that guy, like 6 years ago or whatever. I worked graveyards for like almost a decade.
Look, Joe, it's the moon.
Oh, wow. Is that just a tile or what?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I bought like
Gorgeous.
12 of these, and I'm gonna eventually do an avocado series. So there's gonna be like avocados in space. You guys better watch out.
Avocados in space.
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie.
Right?
We need to make that movie.
Let's do it.
Hold on one sec.
I have this glitter paint that I've had for like 4 years, and I'm really getting a lot of mileage out of it.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Speaking of glitter, I went to Meow Wolf last night, the Omega Mart.
What? Tell me all about it! I want to go so bad.
It's good. It's really good. I did not ever go to the Santa Fe one, so I don't know any like cross reference on it. But from what I've heard, it's similar in the flow that like you think you're going into one experience and it turns into, a completely different world and all these different like portals to different experiences, but there is definitely a heavy message about consumerism and health, and there's a bunch of synthesizers. It's really cool. It's like just all these like different things to play with, different toys to play with, but there is an overarching kind of message and the whole experience.
Nice. I just saw a video of it on like Instagram or something, and I was like, so I have to plan my trip to Vegas now because I need to go to that.
Yeah. I feel like I could
What's it,
go again. I could go again and again,
Yeah.
It's fun. And there's
What's
slides.
What's the deal for going? What's admission?
A 35 for locals and 45 for out of state.
Okay.
Look at Sam. He like not only does he not want us to hear, he also does not want us to like read his lips as he's speaking on the phone. That's funny. And Joe just left altogether.
It's just us three.
Yeah.
Jeremy has a little bit of like wonder vibe. Like Wonder Person.
Oh yeah.
Or like some kind of Norse god. Like with the crown.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of deity.
Yes. I
Very
feel
girly.
deity.
He says I feel like one. Nice.
Kayla, I was able to schedule my vaccine tomorrow. My first
I was
vaccine.
just gonna ask if anyone here has had one or more of the vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That you could get yours.
Yeah.
I just received a text from a friend who got the second one, and she said it was a lot harder. And I've been hearing that from people.
Mm-hmm.
So, just curious. And so you get to have it tomorrow, or?
Yeah, the first dose.
Nice.
I wasn't planning on it, but then I found out that the state, you know, they increased their distribution scope for, yeah. And it seems the distribution is going pretty good because whenever I went to the website to go schedule it, it was like I could have scheduled same day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there's distribution centers all over the place, so. Bitcoin, quiet boy.
I need tea.
Make the tea, Joe.
I need
Make the tea.
the tea. That is for sure. I'm gonna fill this guy while it's full a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty. Man, oh, I just spilled everywhere, but that's cool.
It's all good.
It's pretty.
Oh, I see now. I was missing. You were doing that.
I just dropped it everywhere. In here, so
Now
Hi,
it's table.
welcome back, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hi there.
Well, I'm on hold with the pharmacy.
Sam,
Oh,
bro, you look a little frazzled today.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
I'm feeling a little frazzled.
Yeah.
I was doing some land clearing and got into a bunch of poison oak apparently.
Oh no.
And all of the poison oak that I've come into contact with down in Southern California, I've never had a problem with.
Oh no.
But apparently this poison oak is different poison oak.
Uh-oh.
And shit's fucked.
Oh.
That sounds like a whole bunch of fun.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's been bearable in that like I can like keep myself from scratching my arms off and like that kind of thing. But I can't actually do anything else because that like takes all of my effort.
Right. Yeah, you just gotta sit there and not aggravate your system at all.
Right.
Oh.
That sounds brutal.
But that happened. It happened on Sunday, and now that this has been going on for a few days, and I woke up this morning and my face is all puffy, I said maybe I should call the doctor. This is why we have health insurance.
Mhm.
That's rough, dude.
So now I'm just like confirming with the pharmacy that they'll be able to fill my prescription tonight,
Nice.
You don't even have your.
and hopefully within the next 45 minutes when Hannah gets off work.
Right. Hmm.
Hey, so as far as I can see, Tef was lurking in the streams, so he's kind of here in spirit.
Hello.
That was so good. That was so excellent. Wow.
I don't understand.
You do that way too well, man.
Oh, that was not him. I thought Elise like had a recording or something, like a tough hello.
But she
It was
does.
Sam.
I do.
A MIDI with like sounds like that on it, and we can just like like wah, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can do all that stuff, and then you just play some voice when somebody walks in.
There we go.
When somebody shows up, you just hit the button, and it's just like, hey.
That's Nick. I woke up one morning and Nick had texted me in this audio clip. I'm like, oh my god.
It kind of sounds like that.
Well, that's the thing, I think
They'd be Elise, not Elise.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, Elise.
He calls me different names every time. That's why I call him different names every time. He doesn't like it. Especially when I call him different names on other people's chats. He's like, no, don't do that. Call him Tefmeister. Tefster.
Hefster. Tappy Poo.
Taffy Poo, yeah, that one's soft.
Oh no, I bet he loves it.
Yeah, I'm sure he loves when I call him Tappy Poo. To be fair, I call anyone with the right amount of syllables that.
Yeah.
So basically, you mean one syllable?
It's a
Yeah,
term
any
of
with one
endearment.
syllable.
It's a terms of endearment.
I've never heard you call him Joey Poo.
That's actually my name to most people.
He's like, most people call me Joey.
They do, honestly.
I mean, he seems more like a Joe Poo Poo. If you...
Joe Poupon.
Joe Poupon.
We did it, Elise. We're talking about poop.
Here it is. It's happening.
Well, I mean, that's like, Joey Poo is like, it's too soft, for his personality, it's...
Yeah. Like when I'm sick, maybe.
Yeah.
But Joe Poupon...
You got it as a compliment.
It's not meant to be a compliment or not a compliment, but you're welcome to take it as you like.
The reality of the situation, I'm a little more...
All people are different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not a Joey Poo.
I enjoy my personality, so it's okay.
I said Joe Poo Poo first. Like, I don't think that's a compliment.
I mean, you can call me whatever you want. So first off, I can tell how well you know me or how you know me by what you call me. Because since I was probably around 18 or something, I started introducing myself as Joe. And so if I've introduced myself to you, you probably call me Joe. But if you've met me and then hung out with all of the people closest to me, you will call me Joey because it just rubs off no matter what. Like my mom will call me Joey until she dies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's
so
sweet.
will all of my friends that I've had since I was young. It just, like if you worked with me, it ends up rubbing off on you because you hang out with my friends and stuff, So, but I've always had 3 names. So you can call me whatever you want. Joe, Joseph, or whatever the hell else. You can call me Hey.
Hey.
Hey, fuck face.
Hey, Poo Poo. That's what I call you. I'll just call you that for short.
To me, a name is it's up to the person using it rather than the person being identified by it, I guess. Because I don't really care what you call me because what you call me is what you see me as. So that's your name for me. But my name for me isn't either one. My identity is not hinge on Joe or Joey. I am myself. I don't really need a name.
You could be a Stan.
You what?
You could totally be Stan.
Huh.
stuck inside Joe's body.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, who knows?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows? But now names are fluid for me. You can, if it gets my attention, it did the trick. So.
Bitcoin says that you can't have his name.
Can we call him Bit?
Bitcoin says that's my name only.
Do you ever call him Biddy? Because that's probably what my nickname for Bitcoin would be.
What's that?
Biddy.
Biddy? Yeah, we call him Biddy.
I usually shorten everybody's names as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I had a fun Sunday as well,
Me
Sam.
too.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I dislocated my shoulder and had to go to the fucking ER.
Oh no.
I've dislocated it a bunch of other times, but this time was the worst and it wouldn't go back into place. I might have my x-rays.
Oh, cool. Bring us your x-rays. Yes.
But it was terrible because I was pushing my shoulders bump. You know, it's not very healthy. That's why I was asking Hannah about physical therapy the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But I pushed myself up out of bed from on my stomach, and that's when it popped out. So I wasn't even like awake. It was fucking terrible. Absolutely awful. But I did go to my first physical therapy appointment today. So, but that's what it's supposed to look like. That's after they put it back into place. And that's what it did look like.
Looks like they took that from different angles though.
They are a little bit different. They are a little bit different, but you can see how that one's seated.
Yeah, no, I see like where they're not articulating.
Like a straight up, like inch
Yeah.
more from where it should be. So it was absolutely awful. There's another one too that like you can see that one's a little bit harder to see, but you can see that's supposed to be like up here. You know?
Yeah, that's from the side, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. So they had
Why do you feel better?
it's definitely, it's a little bit better. It's still sore, but I just need to put some love into it. That's the way I look at it. And get it strengthened back up to where it needs to be. I've kind of just been neglecting the problem for a couple years. So I finally went to the physical therapist today, and we'll be going twice a week.
Great.
Look at all the Bitcoin.
1 week.
Did you follow my advice and just pick the hot one?
So this one actually is all women, so it's great. So I mean, you can't go wrong. No, this one's actually like 8 blocks from my house, so
Nice.
that's a plus. But they're pretty highly recommended. I talked to my massage therapist, and she mentioned them. So that's where I decided to go.
Good.
And I'm happy. I mean, I don't know. It was only my first appointment. We'll see how things go. But they were nice and interested in the problem. I kind of already had it figured out, I guess. They just validated everything that I had told them, basically.
That feels nice though.
So yeah. Yeah, I just needed I need some guidance on the exercises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to start doing something and either hurt myself or build up a bunch of muscle in the wrong spot and then cause more problems, I really want to put some love to it. So it's been a fun couple of days. They put me under. That's the first time I've ever been sedated like that.
Wow.
They gave me some profit something.
For something or other.
Yeah,
They gave you the Michael Jackson special.
But it took about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes for it to start sinking in, and I started getting loopy, and I was like, woo! Like, I've done a lot of drugs before, but I am fucked up right now. And I was like telling the nurse that and shit. And then it like seamlessly, like, I didn't notice that I like went to sleep because I was talking the whole time, I guess. Ash said I didn't really shut up. And, weird, right? And,
Weird. Wouldn't expect that.
yeah. And then I remember the doctor coming in and being like, all right, man, it's back in place, you know? And I'm like, wait. He's like showing me the x-ray, and I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, it's back in play. I'm like, what? Oh, hey. You know, they had me all hooked up to shit, laying on the bed, fucking IV in my arm and shit, you know? And I like look over and my shoulder's back in place. And I don't remember none of it. And I don't remember like falling asleep either. It was weird. It was super seamless. So
Yeah, I had dental surgeries that I remember being like, I remember waking up asking when they were going to start.
yeah, that's basically what it was. I was still waiting for the meds to kick in.
Right.
All right, you're good to go. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it was interesting.
Does it feel a lot better like immediately after?
I mean, once they get it back in place, yeah, it's like immediately like stops the sharp pain, and then it's just
Right.
like dull, like throbbing soreness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so far out, it felt like a broken bone. I've broken a bunch of bones, and it was that bad. Like I was screaming when it fucking happened. Like I was,
You were getting out of bed.
yeah,
You're like first thing in the morning.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I pushed myself out of bed, it popped out, and then I'm like, oh, okay, fuck. And it took a minute for the pain to actually set in, you know. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, because usually I can just kind of like relax, turn my arm a little bit, and it'll find its home, and it'll pop right back into place. Well, it was too far out, and so I sat there for a while, and the pain just kept going. And finally, I was like, dude, we gotta go to the fucking ER. Like, I can't hang anymore. And then barely get me in the car, and she's like going over like the tiniest little bumps, and I'm just like, just like fucking yelling and shit. It was so bad. It was just like a broken bone, but it obviously, once it gets back in place, not anymore. Because a broken bone doesn't stop hurting for quite a while.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have ever broken bones, but it's not fun.
I'm really fortunate.
I've not.
Isn't that a thing? It's like a lot of people like either don't
You
break
break
bones or like break bones all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did it all when I was younger. I've broken like 5 of my toes.
Oof.
On 3 different occasions. 4 of my toes on 3 different occasions, and then a broken boxer fracture, a smashed growth plate. Yeah, I broke both wrists.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Damn, it's really hard on Joe's body.
Yeah. Stan is an asshole. No, but it was mostly like, you know, snowboarding or things like that, or when I was younger, or when I was in the like early 20s, I punched a wall, all fucking fighting with my old lady, and broke my pinky. Got that boxer's fracture.
I broke my pinky.
This bone, so it wasn't technically pinky. It was
Okay.
But, and then I broke 2 of my toes when I was in prison, jumping out of bed from the top bunk, and like
Well,
landed.
so this isn't your first major injury getting out of bed.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, it was like chow time, and I was like, okay, but, and I jumped down and I landed too far forward on my toes. I heard, you could literally hear it, pop, and I was like, oh no, what the fuck? Yeah, and then they like,
They can't do shit about.
yeah, and
Right.
they don't give you any narcotics. You get 0 narcotics. So they're like, here's some fucking ibuprofen and a fucking boot. Have fun, you know? It's like,
Yep.
they don't give a fuck either. You still got to go to count. You still got to like all the stuff. You still got to be present for all that shit. They give no fucks. It's terrible. I was on crutches for a little bit, and they finally got me in a boot.
I've had a couple of hairline fractures in my feet.
You got what?
I've had like hairline fractures like in my foot
Gotcha.
and in my wrist.
Right.
But I've never like broken an arm or anything like that.
Gotcha. And I've never broken any of my big bones. Thank fucking God. I'm like super grateful for that. I'm not like the guy that like broke his tibia or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
none of that shit.
I broke this arm, the ulna, 3 times, same spot.
Oh my God.
And the first time I was 18 months old.
Oh.
It's funny. I fell off a chair and I was walking around with a limp arm for 3 days before my parents realized I think something's wrong with his arm.
Oh no.
It wasn't bad because I guess I wasn't in that much pain.
Well, you don't remember it either, you know.
No.
You also thought about pain at that age.
There was one awesome baby picture of me with the cast all the way up here with the Superman shirt on.
I've had the full arm cast before.
Yeah, full arm cast Superman shirt. I'm 18 months old. I break it again when I was like 9, and then I break it again 2 years after. But I think that's because it wasn't placed properly the second time.
Gotcha.
So breaking it a third time was actually kind of a blessing.
Yeah.
Because it never healed right. But that was where. But I feel bad because I got to take off, and I wish I could stay because I would love to share some medical scans. That's how.
Like I broke my skull. Check this.
Oh yeah, you gotta see. I got some awesome MRIs to show people. I can screen share my MRIs next week.
Awesome.
One of the things you can scroll in and out, so your head gets a little big, in and out, in and out. It's fantastic. We'll do that next week. Everybody bring their
Everyone.
We must get that entire
medical emergency week.
All right, but yeah, I really got to take off.
All right, buddy.
And
thanks for sharing.
You want one last? Let's see how fast we can get this pinwheel.
Yeah. All right.
That's great.
That's
you
so
need like
good.
a hair doctor or something, you can get that thing going.
Oh yeah, like cleaner.
Yeah,
Cleaner.
like a computer cleaner.
All right. Cool. All right. I'll see you.
All right, Jeremy. Have a great night. See ya.
This like fractal double Bitcoin. Sam, you look so puffy. I'm so sad.
You definitely look under the weather, bro.
You look like pouty puffy.
Basically, that's what it is. It's more like, it's not that bad. I'm really just being a baby about it today.
That's perfectly fine, man.
Yeah, especially when it's consistent, you know? It's like, this fucking itches. Sorry. This itches over and over.
Yeah.
Sorry,
scratch me.
Yeah, that sustained shit is absolutely the worst. I had MRSA on my foot. Also,
is it missed my ass crack by like this much?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had MRSA on my foot and it was just like constant fucking pain for like 3 weeks. I mean, it was just absolutely brutal. So I feel you, that sustained stuff. It'll literally drive you crazy.
Right.
It's awful.
Because yeah, like no given moment is really that bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely wears you out.
Yeah, it's just the fact that it never fucking.
Like a workout.
Yeah.
Did you hear from your pharmacy? Are you still on hold?
No, I remember that I told them to go to the wrong pharmacy.
Oh.
And I told them to send it to the shitty pharmacy, not the good pharmacy. So I think they'll be all right. If not, Hannah will figure it out for me.
That's why we have partners, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I can only imagine trying to have gotten to the ER if Ash wasn't here. Oh my goodness. It was a weird week for us too because she her pump at work broke down, their water pump, so she basically couldn't work. And she works I don't know, Kayla, Sam, if you guys don't know, she works at a coffee hut.
Mm-hmm.
She's a barista.
Oh, cool.
And their setup is kind of like put together all. It's a very unique setup because of the location of the hut. It's in the parking lot of a gas station. So, but they have like a pump for their water, and that broke down, and so the plumbers were working on it, and she ended up leaving and coming home for a while, and then her boss calls and was like, "Hey, they're done," and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna take off." And I'm like, "All right, man," and I get out of bed, fucking boom. And so she had to call her boss back, like, "Hey, so about that, yeah, I'm not going to work because I have to go to the fucking ER." So it was a weird deal. She didn't work 2 days because that shit. And then her cycle was really brutal. She got like what is it?
Endometriosis.
Endometriosis. Yeah, it's so fucking bad.
That sucks.
Her cramps are so brutal. It's so sad. And it's not always like that, but a lot of the times. And we're working on it through her diet and stuff, and we've noticed some things that help. But this last time was super weird. Because
She doesn't mind you talking about it on Elisa's stream?
Yeah.
I mean, she would probably take. Yeah, she would probably. She had a seizure. So.
Oh, like this week?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, that's a lot.
Yeah. So it was like 2 days before my shit, but that was the first seizure I've ever seen instead of been a part of. So.
They're intense, yeah.
So I like watched it happen too. Such a weird. It was like full moon and all this shit. It was weird.
I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not glad that everybody's having weird shit, but.
But you know you're not crazy or that you're like the world just hates you or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't need it's definitely not like a feel bad for me thing because we're both very happy and grateful.
Yeah.
You know, we take the lessons from that kind of stuff. You know.
Totally.
The shoulder thing wasn't like, oh, poor me, what a awful like circumstance. You know, it was like the world going, bro, you need to go fucking to the physical therapist and get your shit work done, man. You know?
Yeah.
So it was very obvious to me what the world wants me to do.
Yeah, for me it felt like avoiding things too. Like, and it just kind of stacked up and got bigger, and it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a bunch of time to address all these things and see if that helps. So it was good.
I was being told not to be cocky.
Not to be what?
Cocky.
When? Like, just.
Like I've never had a problem with poison oak down in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
The poison ivy was telling you not to be cocky?
Yeah.
Earth.
I like charged in here like, oh, no big deal, not a problem. Wearing a short sleeve T-shirt because it's nice outside.
Yeah.
Now you know though that's a life lesson for that property, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna as soon as I'm like cleaned up from this, I'm gonna go find where the rest of it is, and I'm gonna get it the fuck out of here.
That's valuable. That's valuable knowledge, man.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna forget what it looks like, you know. So you're out there wandering around on your property, and you're like, "There's that."
And I'm gonna, and it's tall right now. It's like 5 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Shoot.
That's brutal, man.
Bitcoin's concerned for you.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And then I could cut it down, and I could just like set each little stick on fire, and it would just like burn down like a candle. That's not how it works.
Now, I don't think I've ever interacted with like poison oak or poison ivy or anything like that.
The poison ivy out here is crazy. It is everywhere.
My ex-fiance got a batch of it, and it was pretty pitiful. It was, it was not a good time. Poor guy. I mean, it was like visible, like red too, and like we were trying like oatmeal baths, and then it was like, oh, I think that spread it further. Dang it! Like,
Baking soda bath last night, and it helped a lot.
what kind of bath?
Baking soda.
Yeah. Cool.
But I mean, I'll show you some nasty shit if you want to see my arms.
Wait,
Sure. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, I'm open.
jeez.
I like weird shit.
Oh wow. Jay, you look swole. You look like you've been working
Yeah, you
out.
look coffee.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa,
Lord.
whoa, whoa.
Ouch.
Ouch. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Poor
There's no
Sammy.
sand or
Lou.
And then there's also this arm.
He's all, wait.
is it the worst on your arms or what? Oh God.
Well, yeah, he was wearing a short sleeve shirt. He said, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We use our arms for a lot of things, you know.
It didn't get your like ankles or anything like that though.
No, because I was wearing good boots and good pants.
Okay.
But it also got.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ready. I don't know.
Did you put stuff on your arms, or are you shiny because of the itch?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Yikes.
It's probably like secreting all sorts of fluid and shit.
Yeah.
A little bit, which is like signs of like starting of infection.
Right.
Oh.
Not good. So, being really
When
good, like, I've got soft long sleeve shirts,
Yeah. Good. And Hannah comes home soon.
and Hannah comes home soon.
Yeah.
Good.
That's when you feel better. I know that's
Yeah.
when you feel better.
But I have what I've found that helps the most is this like aloe vera mint CBD oil roller thing.
Right.
It's like, oh, that feels
Okay.
good. That's actually really soothing.
Nice.
I'm sure.
And then the baking soda bath last night was really helpful.
Nice.
Good.
That's,
Yeah, that's supposed to be powerful. Have you tried like baking soda paste?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm curious what you would use as a, binder, but
I think you can just use water.
just water? Okay.
Yeah, you use water and like a lot of baking soda.
you just gotta get the ratio right. Yeah.
Just make it pulpy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that's brutal, man.
But basically, like any of the topical stuff, it doesn't last long. Like you get relief, but only for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
Because it's like from the inside out trying to clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole body's just going.
Yeah.
through that, for sure. Yeah, that's out here. The
But it
poison
was-
ticks are just rampant. I mean, they're all over the place. So I always wear I'm always long sleeve, or long pants, and careful with my arms. And the ticks are. I found a tick in my beard last year.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that. Yeah,
I've only
that's
had
like
one
that has the Lyme disease, right?
Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
the ticks are crazy out here because it's so dry, and it's just like the perfect environment for them. So, and all the deer, they're deer ticks. That's what they that's how they function. So.
Fortunately, I did some reading to make sure that the infrared sauna was going to be okay
Right.
before
Before you tried it.
before I tried it.
I feel like that would help it, and also maybe spread it if you did it too early.
Yeah, honestly, they said just don't do it. It just makes it worse.
Right. Especially at the beginning when there's still all those oils present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see how that would you just drench your body. Now your whole body's on fire. There's like no
Well,
exception.
you open up all your pores.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the oils.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Maybe in the late stages, but I don't know, man.
Maybe next week.
The Poison Oak Chronicles.
But
Keep updated.
the steroid the doctor has given me is a 15-day course.
All right on. Were you here on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was.
I wasn't here. I was not a happy camper. So
Yeah.
I haven't been here in over a week.
Yeah, I was asking about you last Thursday or whatever.
Yeah, Sam texted me once, and Elise texted me another time, and I was like, I'm happy that I'm loved and people miss me, and that they'll keep inviting me even if I'm like no multiple times.
but please take time for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one, right there. Yeah. We can be.
Well, normally this is like a pretty solid part of my like healthcare, my social life.
Self-love, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I got that. It's kind of the same for me because y'all aren't a part of my daily life. So I come here and it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? And not attached to the rest of the stuff or even my past or you know what I'm saying? There's no it's not involved. It's like we can talk about either what's going on or forward and usually like tea and esoteric related stuff.
And
Right. And poop. Philosophy and poop.
Yeah. But come over, there's always that small talk of like, oh, what you've been up to and all the drama in their lives. And this,
Hello.
Hello.
He says Topia is going to become so popular and we're just going to be hanging out in the tea house and someone's going to walk up to us and just be like, hello. Yeah, Tough, that's the point. That's the point.
Tough.
This is exactly what we're doing here. So.
I get that with my D&D crew too. That's been a really cool thing to do every week.
Yeah, for sure.
Just, like go into that world, and we have like different drama. Like one of our team party members died last week, but was resuscitated, and like was blind temporarily. Like all this stuff happened to her. She's good now though.
That was on Tuesday.
Mhm. Tuesday D&D.
She died in D&D, or she died?
She died in D&D.
Oh, okay.
Her character.
Yeah, I don't think that she would have shared that story so casually. Like,
well, that's how I it was in TV, but then I had to think for a second. Like,
Yeah.
Did she actually like?
No, she. We were in battle. Yeah, but I'm getting better at playing, and it's fun because it's like the more you learn about what your character can do, you can just like tell the dungeon master, I want to do this, and it could be totally crazy. Right. I was like, I want to free all the goats and create chaos. Can I do that? Like.
And if you've got a cool DM, the whole game can be so much fun. Yeah. It really is dependent on your DM.
And the people playing, I think. Like, the kinds of stuff you want to create.
You got to come up with the stuff, but it's all going to be filtered through him, or her.
Yeah.
Whatever, so, yeah. That's cool. I'm glad you're doing that because it's an awesome game. One of the best games ever. Like, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like, now that I'm understanding it, I'm like, oh, why haven't I been doing this this is the best way to play a game.
Yeah. It's like what video games want to be. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like the real in-person version of what the video game, like Final Fantasy or whatever.
Absolutely.
Like
RPGs. It reminds me of like Skyrim or something, but in person,
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and it can be whatever you want it to be. There's so many different versions now too. You can do like sci-fi and all sorts of weird shit. So
I want to do a Star Trek one eventually because I'm like in that world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started Voyager.
Yeah.
It's great.
Have you ever read Dune?
Mm-mm.
You familiar with Dune? If you like reading, that's a good one.
I know of it, but I watched the movie once long ago, but I was probably intoxicated and not present.
The movie doesn't quite do it justice. It's alright. It's alright.
Right.
But
Yeah, and I remember thinking, I want to read the book.
yeah, it's all based on the author's experiences with psilocybin, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, and there's like a lot of. It's honestly like one of our modern philosophical texts, or like mythological texts. I mean, there's so much deep, like symbolism and mythology in that book. Oh, it's so wonderful. You get like a couple pages in, and you're just like,
Stoked.
yeah, it's like reading it. I don't know, reading the old Greek mythology or something. It's cool.
Shirtless Sam. Aww.
Oh wow.
He's going to town with his roller
love
tube.
See? And
Making
it's
it
like
feel good.
It's another family too, because we're all like, oh, we gotta like give him some love and some compassion. We're like,
Yeah,
you know,
we're here for you.
yeah, absolutely,
Place where everybody knows your name.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I got one friend in my real life that I would invite here, and I've been trying to get him to come, and he won't. He's
Too cool for school.
well, no, he's an introvert, so.
Mhm.
It's
So
trying
it's
to-
good.
So it's perfect. I'm a big introvert.
He's not. He doesn't quite have the level, the personality of Tef. Tef is a little bit more brash, you know. But he definitely you guys would love him. He's such a gentle soul. He's awesome. He's my best friend in the whole world. But he's the only person I would invite in here because I can say anything in front of him. You know? Yeah, I missed Monday. I also went to a coffee 101 102 class. Because I already went to the 101, but I got to go learn about coffee. It was cool. So, and it's so much like tea, it's ridiculous. A guy that owns a coffee shop down here does these like coffee workshops or whatever. And he's all about like, you know, you'd love his like ethics and stuff at least, because he's all about, you know, direct sourcing and going to get it himself and knowing how it's grown and processed, and he's very particular about what he does. And he air roasts instead of drum roasts, which is like 1% of all the coffee out there is air roasted instead of drum roasted.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And so he's got a very unique operation going on, and they got a really cool coffee shop down in Rapid. Plus, they do like wholesale all over the country. So
Yeah. You know what's interesting about direct sourcing on coffee beans?
Yeah.
You can't do it directly yourself. You have to have a licensed importer. So even if you go,
you have to like do it through someone.
you have to go do it through someone.
You can go meet the people and do the thing, but like
Yeah, you ultimately, and those licenses are quite hefty. There's not a whole lot of those importers here.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of a weird thing, the whole concept of direct trade.
Right, like you have to go through it, like in the tea world, like a broker, essentially, you know.
Well, in the tea world, you don't have to.
Well, no, that's what I'm
Most
saying.
commodities,
If
you don't
it were
have
like
to.
that in the tea world, that's what it would be like. You had to go through a broker. You couldn't just, you know, go find it yourself. But yeah, it's super interesting learning about that stuff and seeing how similar it is to tea. Very interested in those types of craft culture.
Yeah. It's like tobacco and wine.
That's the other one.
Mhm.
And wine.
Mhm. Oh yeah, you were doing some wine tastings, weren't you?
Yep. Yeah, well, this is like only in the last couple of months have I ever drank wine or any alcohol in my life.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Up until what, 2 months ago or so, 3 months ago, I'd consumed alcohol like 5 times in my life, and 2 of those times I got like way too fucked up. I was like 17. I haven't been drunk since I was 17. And I got way too messed up. And just my whole family alcoholics, and so I've just never wanted to do it. It's never been my thing. I also have a kind of a weak stomach, so it makes me pretty uncomfortable right away. So it's just never been my thing. But I've been drinking wine, and it's cool because as soon as I start feeling it, I don't want anymore. I'm like, nope,
That's great.
nope. But I love tasting it. It's
Yeah.
delicious. But as soon as the drunk starts coming on, I'm like, whoa, all right, we're done. You know, I start getting woozy. It makes me feel stupid. That's I think.
Stupid juice.
Yeah, deeper, not less. You know,
Yeah.
I've always been.
As opposed to smart juice,
Yeah.
like tea.
Isn't that what tea is?
Like
Yeah.
tea. Tea is smart juice.
Yeah.
I mean, I like feel smart drinking alcohol sometimes, but
Are you actually is the
but
question.
what's actually going on is I'm just have no filter.
Yeah.
But I don't really drink, yeah. And if I do, it's like I want the nicest cocktail there is, and I want it like there was this place in Eugene. It was a distillery, and they had little drinks like for $5, but it had all local ingredients, and it was like the finest cocktail. It was so good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I like.
I was just talking to Ash about that, about you know, people who are dealing with you know, addictions to substances and stuff. Rather than just trying to quit, do it as beautifully as you can instead. So instead of going to buy shooters of vodka, you know, go out and buy like a nice bottle of scotch or something and make that nice cocktail and sit with it and make it like this full experience. And it's way harder to abuse something like that, you know.
People with abuse issues though, like, don't have that. Like, that's the reason it's like a sickness.
Right.
You know, like if they go buy a big bottle of like nice scotch, they are going to drink it like it's a bottle of cheap whatever.
There's definitely a spectrum, because once you get so far into that
Yeah.
addiction spectrum, it doesn't matter. But
Like, I understand what you're saying, and like for me that would work, but I don't have like what you would diagnose as addiction, you know? Like there
Well,
are people who have a switch who like, I don't know.
I definitely do have a propensity for abuse of substances. I'll take things to the max if I like them, you know. And so that's what I've been trying to do is like essentially it's gung fu living. That's what I'm trying to like do, you know, is do it well. If I'm gonna do it, even if it's bad for me, do it as best and beautifully as possible, you know. So if I'm gonna drink tea,
With great skill.
do it exactly. Absolutely. If I'm gonna drink coffee, do like a nice pour over or something, you know. If I'm gonna smoke tobacco, it's like don't smoke a pack of cheap cigarettes. It's like sit down with a $15 cigar and just like enjoy it, just be immersed in the experience, you know. So it took me a long time to get to the point where I'm okay with doing that, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love all the hippie vegans that sit outside the health food store hand rolling American spirits like nonstop.
Yeah.
There's just something about that is just like, this is like so beautifully ironic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smoking hand rolled in front of the Gratitude Cafe.
Right.
Like
There was none of that in Oregon, right?
there was a lot of that in Oregon, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oregon was funny. Not like California though. I don't know. In my experience.
I think cigarettes are like the #1 addiction in the world.
Yep.
Sugar.
Ah, sugar.
Yeah, probably sugar.
Hands down. Sugar.
Or actually
Well,
high
that would be
fructose corn
bad.
syrup.
Yeah, it's actually high fructose corn syrup.
We think it's sugar, but it's actually high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Sugar itself is not actually that bad for you.
What's that?
Sugar itself
Yeah.
is in like reasonable quantities, it's
Yeah.
not bad for you.
Yep.
Right.
But start putting high fructose corn syrup in everything.
Yep.
Just fucking mainline it.
Yeah. I've been eating some not healthy food this week. Just like comfort, like stuff with all of that in it. but it's been good.
Yeah, that's good.
I better go figure out something to make for dinner.
He's all, speaking of food. Yeah, but you know when you have those times where it's like, I just like need donuts and
Yeah.
Taco Bell or like whatever is gonna fill that.
There's no fucking way I could handle Taco Bell. I can do.
You're like, I don't have that. Or Burger King or whatever, you know.
I can't do conventional fast food. I can do like. Do you guys have Culver's out there?
Yeah, actually.
That's about as far as I can go. I can't do Burger King or McDonald's. I legitimately get them.
I didn't even know what that was. We got one here like within the last decade, I think.
Oh well. Yeah,
I've never been.
Greasy burgers,
Mhm.
but actual beef instead of all that other weird stuff.
Mhm. Hey, I got a mountain bike this week on Craigslist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I haven't ridden it yet, but I went and got a helmet, and I'm about to geocache like crazy
Yeah.
so that I can get down the street more quickly.
Miles. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but hit 300 by next week. So that's fun. Oh, and I made like a utility belt for geocaching.
Oh, well, that's
like-
perfect.
Yeah, it's my festival belt, and since I'm not going to festivals, I'm like, I'm gonna put a compass on here, and you know, all the stuff I use, tweezers for getting the log out of really tight, you know, containers.
And you got your first aid kit as well, right?
Yeah, I have a first aid kit on my utility belt. And it's cute too. It's like a sexy utility belt. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, when you want to look fly.
Is it a crochet utility belt?
No, I got it on Etsy.
Sweet.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Oh,
What'd you find, Sam? Anything?
Yeah, I found belly.
You found what?
Pork belly.
Ooh, pork
like
belly.
leftover pork belly? Or?
No, it's frozen currently.
Hey, Sam, I'm gonna come visit you in a couple weeks.
Come on over.
Yeah, I have to go to San Francisco to go meet Jojo, the guy from Miami.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When he's only going for a day.
What's that?
He said he's only going for a day.
Yeah, I'm going to go meet him on that day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drive through, and I'm gonna, stop through Fresno and hang out with my family there, and I think it'll be easy to do a little hop over. Actually, maybe I can go through on Thursday.
Next Thursday?
It's not next Thursday. I think it's in 2 weeks. Actually, maybe it is next Thursday. It's next Thursday.
Next Thursday? Sounds good.
Yeah, that way we can tea talks
Oh,
together.
cool.
Yeah.
We can tea talks together, and hopefully I won't be so puffy.
Oh yeah. Let's hope
Or
so.
shiny, because I won't have just rubbed a whole bunch of oil all over my face.
Yeah. Yeah, you look very hydrated now.
You're so shiny, bro.
Utopia, do you need help with your homework?
Oh, is that the homework that's up?
Yeah, but don't maximize it because his full name is on there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you should tell him that. Zootopia, you don't want to dox yourself. I'm not. Yeah, I don't even have them in frames, so it's okay. Don't be doxing yourself, dude. Get weirdos hanging out in Topia.
What happened?
What were you saying about that one that's up top there?
We're saying don't dox themselves because they're
No, that Zootopia, whatever.
yeah they're
They
over
have
here.
their name written
Yeah.
on the screen right there, and they were saying, "Don't do that."
Don't call them Zootopia.
No. Do you see their screen share?
I don't see nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
like in their video box. It's
Oh, up there. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I meant right now. I was like, what? No.
Oh,
Okay.
No, yeah, his video, yeah, and it's got like his homework or something on it. I don't know. But it's like, yeah, don't be sharing that personal information.
But you don't know who or what
No.
it's all about.
Mm-mm.
It's just like some sketchy user hanging out.
He's young. He's probably he's probably not supposed to be in here, and I should probably boot him because. But he says he's 18. So.
ID, bro.
But he's behaving, and we're a family-friendly bunch here.
Yeah. He's not bothering anybody. It's just.
Right.
I feel like this is going to be something that we're going to have to address anyway.
Yeah.
The bigger this gets, you're going to have a bunch of weird people just popping.
Dropping. Yeah.
Bunch of everybody fucking creeping on women and all sorts of shit. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but that's if we set the culture, we can like not necessarily stand for that.
Yeah, well, you let the group moderate itself, kind of deal. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hello, Puppet. We just got a greeting from Hello Puppet on Twitch.
Hello.
Is that his actual name?
Hello Puppet. That's
Tef?
their Tef. No, it is Tef Ben now. That's his screen name.
Has Tef shared his real name with you, Elise?
I don't know.
I don't know. That is so. Well,
Probably not.
I'm not gonna get started. We go back to the whole fucking boundaries conversation. I'll call.
Ello says, Sam, that you look like Joe Wick.
Joe Wick?
Is that the movie, right? The Keanu Reeves? Is that Keanu Reeves?
John Wick is the movie.
Oh. Well, who's Joe Wicks?
I don't know. I know
Yeah.
John Wick is the Keanu Reeves movie.
Yeah, maybe it's John Wick is what was trying to be
Joseph
said.
Trevor Wicks, also known as the Body Coach, is a British fitness coach, TV presenter, and author.
Oh.
Oh.
Kind
Wow.
of vaguely, sort of, kind of looks like Sam. He's super sexy.
Ooh.
Seriously, he's shredded. I mean, he's a good looking
Ooh. Oh, so is Sam. Sam's all swole today.
Yeah. He's got like a solid B cup, man.
Joe.
Oh,
We
Joe
just
Poo
said-
Poo. What
I
are you
know,
saying?
So family oriented.
I'm straight as an arrow.
It's all good.
I can appreciate the human form.
I think we should normalize everybody talking, feeling however they feel about any
Yeah.
body,
Yeah,
talking about it comfortably,
yeah.
with respect and
Right, of course.
Consent,
you
of
know,
course,
not
but-
not in a like a gross.
normalize telling your friends that they're hot is what I'm getting at, or like that I love you, or yeah, all that stuff.
That's like my work. Like,
We've
well,
already normalized talking about poop.
What's about poop?
We've already normalized talking about
Normalize talking about poop.
Yeah.
Normalize talking about poop, telling your friends they're hot. Normalize cuddling and like hugging and getting your like needs for touch met by not just your romantic partner.
but also normalize wearing a mask.
Yeah, normalize wearing a mask. Especially when you're sick. After this is over, it's still a good idea to wear a mask when you're sick.
or just don't go.
If you're in a public space.
I was I had a guest yesterday on my Constitution study group. Was actually a musician. We made a really cool stream yesterday. We recorded some cool music. Sam, I don't know if I've ever introduced Sojourner Justin Anderson to you. He plays like sax. He produces a lot of cool like techno music and he DJs and plays sax and flute and ocarina over it, different synthesizers. Anyway, he was here and he had all his little instruments and we were just like jamming, making some cool music. But then I told him, I'm like, well, we could do that. And it was cool because like we recorded like 6 minutes of him just jamming and he gave me all license to all of that. He was like, you can use that in your videos. He gave me fucking a lot of music. He just dumped on the computer and he was like, just use this for your streams.
Just make it into NFTs or what?
Yeah, well, that's what I told him. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to start doing that with all the art that's being created in the studio now. All the artists that come in, instead of just trying to make money just off of Twitch, like that could certainly be a source of income to support the studio. But it's like the NFTs could, and packaging everything up really nicely with the video and the audio. But anyway, I told Justin, I was like, we've got to talk about Constitution Study Group because like that's what I do. It's like part of my schedule. And he was like, oh yeah, we could do it. We could do it. And we ended up talking about like gender issues. He was just like really interested in talking about that. And we never ended up visiting any articles or anything in the Constitution. It was just like personal opinion about talking about normalizing a lot of things, and even like if we're going to normalize sex work, which is something that is interesting to talk about, like there's a lot of other things that have to be normalized too, not just that kind of work or that it was interesting. We had a really, really, really good conversation. I was like, wow, this is a very intelligent conversation.
Nice. Sounds
like
a good one.
Yeah, I was surprised to get that from him. That kind of engagement on that.
I enjoy hearing about the things to be normalized.
Yeah.
It feels good to hear it being talked about. Yeah.
Hashtag normalize normalizing.
Well, it's like interesting that like
it's like a reminder of how
good
like what we're doing is not normal. And like it's not conscious, a lot of it. We've normalized a lot of things that we could unnormalize.
Yeah. It all started out with the statement that he made about how we were mostly talking about Reddit, but just all types of social media kind of gives you this like confidence to like kind of present and express exactly what you want, and you can do it anonymously. And then like that brought up stuff like OnlyFans, and then I'm like, well, like that's interesting that you say that, because then it's probably very likely that people express themselves differently in their real lives, in their like professional circles or whatever, because like they're afraid of some stigma, or it's not normalized. Just be yourself, so like if you are a very sexual person, you like maybe you find these other channels where you can be that way, but in real life, in your own relationships, things might be more repressed because you're afraid of that identity. You're afraid of being shunned or like being judged for that identity. So the internet is just kind of this safe place where you can have those identities. And so then that brought up the conversation, well, how do we allow for more fluid authenticity between this? And there's a lot of things to normalize, like normalize being sexual, because right now it's not normal. Like if you like probably say in your real life, not in social media, this is outside of social media, this is like real life, if you like express yourself as a sexual person or whatever your sexuality is, like there's so much like slut shaming behind it versus, but it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Normal girls next door are having an OnlyFans page, and normal guys next door are subscribing to those so people are, identifying with that, but in real life they're not. So it was a really cool.
The reason it's so toxic is because it's so repressed, So people do weird, unhealthy shit, and I mean weird in the most like open sense, but like people do weird, unhealthy, abusive, like addictive practices as far as sex goes, because they can't express themselves on a daily level how they would normally, So it all comes out in this weird dark corner of the internet, and like these super weird fetishes, and like it ends up exploding like that, where if they had the environment in which they felt welcome to express themselves in a more authentic and I want to say incremental, but that's not right. But just more often, a little bit, they wouldn't have to express themselves a shitload all at once in this weird corner of the internet, and that's where things get nasty, and then that's where that judgment comes from, is because they're like, whoa, people are like, whoa, you're into that shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, if they could be a little bit more expressive with you in real life, they probably wouldn't be into that shit, you know. So, that's my 2 cents.
Or maybe they would, and that'd be okay.
That'd be okay too. I feel
Unless it's not like violent, you know what I mean?
Right.
But consensual
I
and
feel like it would be a more healthy practice. One way.
yeah. That's for sure. A healthy practice, like, because right now our sexual practice is not healthy. Very little of it is healthy.
Right, and we internalize it too. So even in our like private sexual encounters, it's like we're possibly coming up against this internalized judgment of, wow, I just like want to be touched in this way, or I just want to do this thing. And it's not even like a shadow dark corner of wherever. It's just like normal sex.
Yep.
You know, but we allow like such little space for that. While also overtly sexualizing lots of things, which is very confusing.
Overtly, big time overtly.
Yeah, like everything, like sex is sold everywhere, but we're supposed to suppress our sexuality, especially as women.
Well, that sold sexuality.
Very, very confusing.
That sold sexuality is very inauthentic in my opinion. It's like a staged sexuality. It's not real, you know. When you get people in a room, even with the weird stuff, it's not like it is on like a TV commercial or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like real, true sexuality is nothing like the advertisements. Just like real life is nothing like the advertisements. You know.
Yeah.
So we get people that are selling that sexuality, but that isn't even the real version of it. You know.
That's just the like socially acceptable version, right? Like.
Yeah, as long as it's delivered as an advertisement, it's fine. You know. But as soon as somebody's actually like that, now we have problems.
Yeah, lots of things need to be more normalized. Not just the overt sexual stuff or just general sexual stuff, but just like how our bodies operate.
Yeah, exactly.
We could get out of the idea of normal in the first place.
Normalize like everybody being really different and unique. Like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, diversity is essentially, you know, it's just like nature, you know. Nothing in nature is wrong. You don't go into the forest and be like, oh, that branch should be like that. You know what I mean? When you go into society where there's all these lines, and everything's all square, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that should be like that. I totally dig that. I come across this idea a lot in my daily life, though. We call stuff like unnatural and not normal, and like, whoa, what's natural? It's like, can anybody explain what natural is to me?
Like in a marketing sense?
Yeah, like there's different ways of different naturals we could talk about here.
Right. We look at humans as unnatural, essentially. You know, you're like natural medicine, and it's like, well, you know, humans are just as natural as anything else. We're a part of this ecology. We're a part of this ecosystem. You know, we're not separate from it. So we're like, oh, that's unnatural. And it's like, well, I mean, there's not anything outside of nature. There's no outside of it. You know, it's all the same thing. I don't know how to articulate that any better. But
yeah. Bitcoin is yawning.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's tired of my shit.
Yeah. He's so cute though, his little ear back.
Hi, buddy.
He's a little tired.
I just like drag him down.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, like, I can have guests and I can like have them like floating around, like, ooh.
Groovy.
Yeah, lots of things need to be normalized.
Poison oak shouldn't be normalized.
No.
I mean, the awareness of poison oak, and you know, I guess, is that normalized? I guess so.
On everybody.
Apparently not.
Yeah. I think think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think that this is a good time. Today's been nice, and Kayla, it's been good to see you again. Yeah, we missed you.
Yeah, thanks guys. It's good to be back.
Mm-hmm. All
Have
right,
a good
Sam.
night.
Enjoy your dinner. Have a good dinner, and you
Yeah.
too, Joe. We'll see you. See you
Yeah,
on Monday for
absolutely.
sure.
We'll talk to
Feel
you.
better, Sam.
Yeah.
I hope you recover quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Sure,
one.
I'll
Say
be better
goodbye.
by Monday.
Who's
By
that?
the time we see each other. Ruff.
Thanks, Bitcoin.
Good
Good night, guys.
Good
Good
night. All right. Yeah, today's been fun. Humpy Coin today was fun. There's a talent show at 7. I can't stay up that late. I've got to get some work done. But you guys, thanks for hanging out today. Always good to see the T-Fam. Always good to see the T-Fam. Let's go see if Grandmaster Ong is on. Because he came by earlier and said hello and said he was going to be streaming in an hour. Oh, he is. Is he on? Oh, that's funny. Got served double ads. All the ads, Bitcoin. All of the commercial advertising. Oh, he's going to start in 41 seconds, so we should go raid him after he finishes. Bitcoin, did you have fun today? Yeah, today was fun. We got to see all of our good friends. All of our good friends. And thanks to all of you guys for hanging out, sticking around. We still got some friends in from Periscope, and oh, this is fun. Yeah, it's always fun to go up here. You know, now that I've got the green screen on Topia, we can hang out here. Hey. Cute. Bitcoin hanging out with all the ducks. You hanging out with all the ducks. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, yeah, let's go raid him. I think he should be live now. Oh, he's doing his intro now. Oh, he's doing fire spinning. Oh, this is so much fun. All right, I've never raided him before, so this will be new for us. We can go tell him, what's up? What's up, Grandmaster Ong? He said, Gma is what we can call him, Gma. All right, guys, let's all go. Let's all tell him the tea raid. He likes tea. He's been hanging out in the tea house with us, so we'll go tea raid him, give him some love. Lots of love to all you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night.